Hey, cheers! Welcome to my first unboxing here on my YouTube channel. I am going to literally be opening a box with you guys today for our language arts curriculum. It is going to be with CLE this year. And if you have not heard of CLE before, welcome. Neither had I until recently. So that is Christian Light Education. And I think that it's going to be a really good fit for us for multiple reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into that with you guys. Just so you know, I am Ashley. I am a mom of 3 kiddos. We are going into kindergarten. We've got a first grader and a third grader. It is our 5th year homeschooling, and we love it. I used to be a producer and a middle school teacher, and I love being around kiddos, and we have loved homeschooling ever since. So I'm here to talk to you all about the choices that we've made in the past with our language arts, as well as why we chose CLE, and let you get a closer look at what is inside this box. Most of these chats will involve coffee or tea or hot chocolate and some sort of sweatshirt and cozy conversation. This is not. This is going to be a very informal video, so sit down, grab your hot drink, hot beverage, cool beverage, whatever you prefer, and let's dive into this box, and I will tell you my why. So this box has, I believe, my first grader and my third grader in it. We have gone through many curriculums before. And when my preschooler was showing signs of being ready for kindergarten, I wanted something that I could use across the board as a base. And we like to add our book studies and unit studies on top of that too. But I really wanted something I could use as a base, because what was happening was, a long time ago, once upon a time, when we first started homeschooling, we had the open and go approach of the good and the beautiful. Not that we didn't like good and the beautiful, but I noticed as I had more and more children to accommodate at one time, it was hard for me to stay focused on the lesson fully, like with each kid, just the way that we operate around the table. So we like to do a lot of things as a family, a lot of things together. So my kids don't necessarily understand having to hang on while I teach the other one. You know, we're very hands-on. We're very like all around the table. So I like the open and go approach. But some of the milestones weren't being hit. Some gaps were in there that I didn't prefer, and I didn't feel like they really honed in on them enough before we moved up a grade level. But that's just us. So we started piecemealing, and I would find this book for grammar. Like we tried Voyages for grammar. We tried Spectrum for grammar. We tried Skillmatics for grammar. We tried Evan Moore for grammar, right? Grammar and writing. And I actually really like some of those. Like I really like Evan Moore for their activity sets. I love them. Like they have good spelling and spelling activities and things like that. So this isn't necessarily to knock other curriculums. It's just a matter of like what I'm trying to choose as a good solid base, and then I can do my extras from there if I feel like there's any little gaps to be filled in. It's like our book studies or something like that. So I wanted to show you what CLE is. The grade levels I have in front of me are first and third. When my kindergartners comes in, I will share that with you too, but I'm excited to see it. I like the way that it worked because you can buy it 1 month at a time. So like I buy mine from Rainbow Resources. I'll put it at the bottom, rainbowresources.com. And you can they do it like a 10-month school year. Okay. We school year round, but that just means we can spend the time and the breaks that we need and still get everything done. They break it down so that you can like test it out. You don't have to buy the whole year at a time if you don't want to. You can buy a month or 2 months or 3 months and give it a go, and then see where you want to go from there. If it doesn't work for you, you didn't have to waste, the rest of the year's curriculum. So I really liked that about them. And so let me check my mic, make sure. Yeah, I'm still working. I for my kindergartner, I did a couple of months, but for my first and third grader, I went for it and I got the whole shebang. So that's what we're going to open here today, I believe. Yes. So I liked the price point behind this. I liked the concept of everything being in one place, that I didn't have to have a different book for grammar, a different book for spelling, a different book for literature. It all seems to be in one spot. Whether or not it has like the depth that we're wanting, I'm not sure. We haven't done it yet. This will be our first year doing it. So I'm going to kind of like show you guys as we do it, give you a closer look, and hopefully you guys can like see for yourselves how it's going to go and kind of live vicariously through us and see how it's going for us over here too, good or bad. And then at the end of this video, I will share a little bit more with you about other curriculums that we've used and why I kind of came to this, So first things first. Okay, I got the 5x7 flashcards for reading, because I feel like we can always use those anyway. And I'm telling you, their price points are so fantastic, especially compared to many of the curriculums that we've tried. Um, it was so great. So I loved that they had like full blown beginning C spelling. So CACOCU, and then it's on there. And then there's a full blown list of CACOCU on the back of each one. And it goes through so many kinds of spellings, so many different, let's see if I can get it to focus for you. So many different types of spellings with a list on the back for me. So if I wanted to just focus on like those being the spelling words for the week, I can. And I love that. So these were just very, very, very appealing to me. I love the way they organized it. I love having good flashcards for the kids, something for them to do independently and something for me to do one-on-one with them when the others are doing their independent work. So I really love that. I'm going to do a close-up of all these things. I'm just giving you like a flash of it real quick. So I did get the readers for my third grader. He's an excellent reader. He loves to read on his own, but I wanted something that would go alongside the curriculum. So I went ahead and I got the first 3 months of the third grade reader. So this is the third grade reader. Again, I'm just giving you a flash. I will flip through and show you each one individually, but it's a hardcover. And so you've got, he will be reading. It looks like there's colorful illustrations in here. And this goes alongside the reading program, which again is it's within the language arts, but you can buy it like separately. So I only bought 3 months of the reading to see if this is something he would like versus just doing the language arts and letting him read on his own. So you'll be able to follow along with the reading curriculum as well. So I got him the third grade version. Again, it's a hardcover. And that's going to be for the year. So this is his for the year. And I got the first 3 months of it just to see how he does. I will give you a close up in just a second. So we've got flashcards for early readers. We've got the third grade reading series. And it looks like we're going to have some flip throughs for our kindergarten. Kindergarten is in here. All right. So our kindergarten is here. This is a good look at the kindergarten, the Little Lights curriculum, workbooks. And so I've got workbook 4 and 5. It looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you see how each of them come in a little booklet, and you finish 1 month at a time, and then you move on to the next month and you finish that. And so you have kind of an idea as a teaching perspective how much time you're supposed to spend on average on each portion of the language arts program. You just move on month to month to month, and you're done with each year in 10 months. But for us, we school year round, so it doesn't really matter to us necessarily because I just take our time, we take our breaks, and we work that way. But I do have kindergarten to flip through for you guys. So I've got 1 through 5 of kindergarten for you. So that's half of year of kindergarten that I got for their language arts program. Then I'll be able to flip through language arts 3 is here. So my third grader, I got him the reader, like I showed you, and I got them the language arts program. So I've got all 10 that I can flip through, like the beginning and the middle and the end, to kind of show you guys how far they go in third grade. I will go ahead and show a close-up flip through of the activities. But again, it's by books. So this is a month. This is a month. It progresses, right? Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the 10 months. And I've got, oh my goodness, there's so many books in here. Look at this. Guys, I have so many books. So there is every little booklet for the 10 months in there. And then, oh my gosh, they sent all of it to me. I've got my first grade. So guys, I can flip through the kindergarten, the first and the third grade for you here in a second. Nice close-ups of it all. But see, same thing. Language Arts 1, the light unit. This is the first one. And I will flip through and show you, these are the work text, workable activities, workbooks that they will be doing 1 month at a time. So let's flip it around. Let's get some close looks at these books. And then I will come back on in a little bit and share with you the teacher's guide. I went ahead and got the teacher's guide for each one as well, because I like to know where they're coming from in the studies. And it's something just to put in my brain as I'm teaching them. And I also like to write book studies on the side. So it helps me come up with some fun activities for those as well whenever we do book studies as a family. So let me flip it around. Let's go through the workbooks together as close-ups, and then I'll come back on here, talk to you about the teacher guides, and call it a night. Hang on. So first, let's look at Kindergarten 1, the very first book, very first kindergarten, very first year. So this is Kindergarten 1, Book 1. We're going to just flip through the workbook and kind of get an idea of what's in the contents, what will be gone over, lessons like tracing and colors, introducing shapes, introducing colors, cutting and pasting activities, things like that. Then we're going to flip. Let's look at the note to teacher, which is just basically telling you what you're going to be learning and the materials that you're going to need for your project. Then you'll see here we're going to be learning how to write our name and coloring and learning our different colors. So we're going to be matching different animals. We're going to be working a lot on handwriting, it looks like. We've got an all about me book, more handwriting and coloring, getting those hands up to par, the handwriting skills and strengthening hands. Then it looks like we have a little booklet that we're going to be making. We're going to do lots of coloring. I love all the hand strengthening that goes on. All right, let's look at the middle of the year, which is kindergarten book 5. So this would be your 5th month into kindergarten, which is halfway through the curriculum. Kindergarten 1 has 5 books, and then kindergarten 2, the second half of the year, has 5 books. So total, there will be 10 books or 10 months worth of curriculum. So this looks like we're reviewing colors. We're going to be reviewing some of the aspects we've seen so far, going over shapes, textures, things like that. So let's go ahead and flip through. We've got our colors, black. At the bottom, it will always tell you what to say as the teacher as well, which I like that. It's not in the way. It's not something the student will be focusing on. It's not the main focus of the page. It is something that is just for you at the bottom because you already have your own teacher's guide. And the whole program seems to be based on a mastery approach, which I love because there's always a section where you're learning something new, you are reviewing something you've already done, and you are refocusing and remembering. At the end, you'll see things like we remember, and that means like we've already remembered this skill. Let's keep moving forward. And they track you back and say, okay, we remember again. So when you're talking at the bottom, these little green words at the bottom, you'll see, we remember what, right? And so every grade level, it has that. It has that mastery approach of something you've learned, what we're going to learn next, and what do we still remember from what we've already learned. And I really enjoyed that. Okay, let's take a look at the Kindergarten 1 Teacher's Guide. This is for, again, just Kindergarten 1. So you'll have Kindergarten 1 and Kindergarten 2. Kindergarten 1 will be the first 5 months of your year. And basically, the Teacher's Guide, I got this just so I can help write my book studies, but I also like to know with answers and things like that, sometimes you won't really need a Teacher's Guide because you know the answers at a kindergarten level. But it does help me sometimes to figure out the cost was fine and it helps me figure out exactly what to say to them. If we're in a spot or a page that seems more blank and I want to know what I'm supposed to say or where the curriculum is going with it, it'll help me out. So again, I also write curriculum on the side, like with book studies and things like that for my own children and on Teachers Pay Teachers. So I use these guides for other purposes as well. But this looks like it has a lesson by lesson. It shows you what to say, also the stories that you will be reading to your kindergartner, and it has how to complete the crafts, where to cut. The pictures from each page of the workbook are also in here so that you can see what they're going to be doing ahead of time should you be planning ahead. I think it's laid out very black and white, very organized. I really like the way that they laid out the teacher's guide so that I could see the students' pictures side by side with what I'm supposed to plan as well. Okay, so here let's flip open the first page of Language Arts 1. First, you're going to just have the table of contents so the kids can look at and you can look at what you're going to be going over. And it looks like we've got writing, we've got spelling, and we've got vowel sounds, consonant sounds, vowel blends, things like that. So this is the very first day, very first few days of first grade. So you've got your coloring, you've got matching, you've got letters and sounds. It looks like they're going to be practicing a lot of those handwriting. So the reason I picked this curriculum is it appears that with every grade level, we've got writing, spelling, grammar, and literature, meaning short stories in each one. And I love that it checked on all those things. And if I find that we have a gap in anything, I can add in our own book studies or unit studies and things on the side. But as a main purpose curriculum, it has spelling, grammar, writing. Okay, so now we're going to look at the 10th lesson, the 10th month. So, what do we know from beginning to end? So, now we're looking at a little more intensive things, right? In grammar, we've got apostrophes, we've got lots of reviews of the things we've already done. It looks like we've got, different kinds of nouns instead of regular nouns. It looks like, can you see those spelling and we remember sections? So, we've got new types of spelling words, stronger spelling words. It looks like we've still got our handwriting skills. We've got sounds, more intense sounds. And now we're talking about things like furthering our vowels, vowel blends, and consonants and double consonants, which is a big deal to learn that from the beginning and the end of first grade. So we've got our phonics, we've got our spelling, we've got our handwriting, and then at the end of this book, I believe we can start seeing our short stories as well. I do like that we're doing things like drawing pictures and writing our own sentences. We're learning personal things like phone numbers and addresses and things like that so that they learn calendar work, even abbreviations for math. Anything that has to do with letters and phonics and writing, penmanship and spelling is all included in here. Here we go with the language arts teacher guide. Again, I bought the teacher's guide for each one just because I enjoy having it on the side when I go to write them their own unit studies. I like to make sure that we are on par with spelling and writing and grammar and things like that with language arts. So, in the teacher's guide, again, it is going to tell you what to say, but as they get older, it will lay out, if you can see day by day, what you're going to be doing and saying to the kiddos. So, if you want to plan out in advance, you absolutely can. You can see where you want to end up. I know a lot of people, when they plan, you like to just be at a certain point by a certain time of the year. So you can definitely look at this day by day units and go ahead and like mark out your spots of where you want to end up and plan ahead for where you want to land in the year, especially if you're a year round homeschooler. You want to make sure you're staying on track for each grade level. It's really nice to have these laid out day by day, um, scope and sequence. And in these books as well, with the teachers, you're going to see that the we remember sections are also in there. So it's going to tell you what you expect out of the kids, what where they're supposed to remember at this point, and exactly what you should say. So it's not all in their way either. You saw in their workbook as they get older, it's only written inside the workbook for the youngest kiddos. So in that workbook that you just saw, the level one and everything beyond, what you're supposed to say as the teacher is not on their page, because at this point they're learning how to read. And sometimes, like when we use the good and the beautiful, it got distracting to have my instructions written on their page. And, my son was starting to read what I was supposed to say versus concentrating on the picture or the task at hand. So I like having my teacher's guide at this level, first grade and up, just so what I have to say and what I'm teaching is not in their way or in their line of sight when they're trying to focus on their worksheets. Okay, let's look at language arts three, level three, grade three. I have this is my oldest, and we are just going to start from scratch. We're going to start with level one. But again, I'm going to go ahead and compare levels one with level 10, meaning the first month of language arts and what's expected by the 10th month, the end of language arts three. The very first thing you're going to do is look at the table of contents. We've got verbs, we've got sentence fragments, sentence full sentences, where proper capitalization, lots of grammar, right? When you get to grade three, you're going to end up with lots of grammar and lots of writing. So it looks like they've got penmanship in here, they've got spelling in here, they're reviewing and doing everything with the consonants and the vowel blends that they've learned in the previous grades. I love, again, my spelling is in here, my writing is in here, my grammar is in here, my writing skills, my short nouns. I'm looking at the nouns page. My short stories are in here. So you'll see towards the end of third grade, we're really working on creative writing and essays and short stories. And I really appreciate that all of it is in one place. Here will be the end of third grade. So this is the 10th book, 10th month of third grade. So this is the difference. Now we are memorizing and we are looking at alphabetical order. We've got quizzes and writing prompts. Again, with the we remember sections, new, harder spelling words that have, compound words and longer compound words involved. We've got lots more short stories and spellings. We have underlining and fixing the grammar mistakes. I just really enjoyed that we have a good sections for grammar, good sections for spelling, lots of writing. Especially at the end of this, you'll come to see here at the end of the flip through, there's short stories for them to both read and write. And it was just really important to me to have that all in one place. So I will go ahead and let you guys kind of take a peek at this as it goes. the teacher's guide real quick. So I've got the Language Arts 3 teacher's guide. And again, I love to use this level. This is a great middle of the way level, middle of the road level for language arts as far as my writing is concerned, for curriculum. So if we're missing anything and I want to create as a study or a unit or a book study, I can go off of this for perfect level writing skills and grammar skills, things like that. So this is going to break it down like before. We've got section by section. It's going to lay it down the scope and sequence for the year for you, going to tell you exactly what to say. And within your teacher's guide, you're going to have the spelling words and you're going to have the page right out of the workbook with the answers on it. So if you just need a bing, bang, boom way to look at what the answers are, especially as you start getting into those grammar fixes for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, this curriculum goes all the way through 12th grade. So as you're starting to need those answers, I love that the actual picture of the actual workbook page with the answers is in there alongside the spelling words and kind of what to say to help you out and guide you along the way without the words being on their workbook page and in their way. So I like that it's spiraled. I like that it lays flat. I like that it's already bound for me. A lot of curriculums, like with Bookshark before, you have to pay a lot extra to have it bound and spiraled for you. This came like this at the price that it's at a great price point, and it came spiraled, it came bound, it came exactly how it was supposed to for the teacher's guide. All of the books are stapled together and done. You just take it out of the box and go. And for each grade level, it works exactly how it should for that grade level, as far as like what the teacher should know and what the students should know. And there's nothing in the student's way, and there's nothing in your way as far as like having binders all over the place. Um, I had that kind of trouble with Bookshark, and I really, it bothered me to have a binder and a notebook, and it didn't come bound, and I had to figure out how to bind it the way I would like it. This is just done for you, and it's directly in order the way that the workbook goes, so you can work side by side, and it's really cut and clear, and I enjoy that. Let's take a look at the readers for level 3. So like I said, we use Bob's books, and that will be in another video coming shortly, for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade, meaning introductory to letter sounds, beginning words, CVC words, CVCE words, sight words, all those kind of things we do, and we have really great luck with Bob's books. So I don't want to fix it if it's not broken. However, Bob's books does end after they are advanced first grade readers. So I need the reading to be excelled. Now, I definitely have my son reading books at his level on the side. He's a great reader. He loves reading. He reads his novels at nighttime. That's his independent time. We read every day in this family. However, I just wanted to give a shot having the readers for the third grade level just to see what it was like side by side with the curriculum. So here's a flip through of the reader, and it looks like it has beautiful pages. Like I said, there is a little bit more religious content in the readers themselves, but I don't see anything that is directing them toward one um, religion or another. The illustrations are beautiful, and it seems like it is just the moral of the story type thing. There's moral. They're using it for good morals and good friendships and right from wrong, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm noticing from the readers. Again, the readers seem to have more Christian content in it than the language arts program. Here's a look into the Reading 3 workbooks that go alongside the readers. And this is just if you want to go all out. If you want the reading program, it does start at the very beginning, and you can start reading right at the beginning of, pre-K and on. Kindergarten has a reading program, and so forth. So this is the Reading 3 workbook if you choose to do that alongside, as in a full-blown reading program. Again, this is an option if you don't have a reading program on the side. So I chose it for my third grader since he does not have Bob's books at his level. He's a very good reader. So he knows all of the words that are in the Bob's books curriculum. So as you go through here, it's just going to take him through those phonics sounds. It's going to take him through accents and apostrophes, how to say certain words, why they're spelled certain ways. It's going to quiz him a few times. Again, it's a very colorful workbook. It's not too wordy for him. It's definitely at a level where he can understand the task at hand. It's not asking too much per day, and it's still going through that we remember. Okay, friends, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I'm so excited to dive into this curriculum. I cannot tell you. It just seems so 1, 2, 3. This is what you do. Mama, this book is for you. This book is for the kids. Let them rock and roll. And I hope that the gut feeling I have on the inside is how it turns out. Like I told you before, I would tell you where we've been. So we've been through voyages. We've been through, let me see, we've been through Good and the Beautiful. We've been through Book Shark. Uh, we've been through Mosdos, and we liked all of those, but we liked them for different reasons. Like some of them I liked for literature, some of them I liked for just grammar, some of them I liked for the writing portions, and it just started to seem like I was trying too hard to Frankenstein's monster the whole thing. And for a while I liked it, but now that my youngest is going into kindergarten, like officially, and I have three of them that need all of their subjects, I just wanted something that still had the rigor, but let me have a little more breathing space on my end as far as piecemealing everything together. So if they can all do this as a base, and everybody, my kids also, like around the table, they love, like if I pull out a curriculum and it looks like the other one, they're like, oh, you got yours too. Oh, I got mine too. So they kind of bond over that, like all having the same curriculum, even though they're on different grade levels. And that's really cute to see around the table too. So I like that it's one curriculum. I like that this curriculum goes all the way through 12th grade. So if we like it, we can do it all the way through. And that's awesome to me because that shows that the curriculum is confident and they have the teaching and the lessons and everything to go through all the way through high school. And that was really, really just important to me, to know that the writers of it, have it got it going on, through all the years. So we've definitely been through our fair share. Book Shark, we loved. It was very literature heavy. It's very teacher heavy for me. We loved Book Shark. There was a lot to it. The stories, the readers that they pick are great. I thought we needed a little bit more in the grammar and spelling category. Writing and literature was great. So that's when I started doing, okay, then we'll buy this person for spelling and we'll buy this person for grammar. And that was fine for one of my kids. But when I had to start doing that for each one of them, I felt like I was treading water. And so it's not to say that I didn't like each one of those things for spelling, for grammar, for everything. I just want one base, and then let me decide if all of us are going to branch out and do a book study or something like that. We can do it together because we really like to do at this phase in our lives. They're not that old. They're still little, and I want to do everything together that we can. So yeah, Book Shark was not bad. I can flip through that too. I have the second grade Book Shark. I can flip through that for you in another video as well. My youngest with the reading programs, we do really great with Bob's books. So that's why I didn't get the readers for the kindergarten and the first grade level, because I have Bob's books for that. And that is definitely coming up on an upcoming video with me, because Bob's books has thoroughly taught all three of my kids how to read from the beginning. So it's just that Bob's book stops after that, like advanced first grade. So that's why I got my third grader the reading curriculum from this. So anyway, I will be uploading Bob's book stuff. I will be comparing. I can show you the good and the beautiful level 1 versus this level 1. Lots of videos to upload and show you guys. I just want to show you a good look at what we're choosing for language arts for a while. You can see, and then, show it to you guys close up in case you had any questions on it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Definitely not rookies over here. And this is something that, surprisingly, after all the curriculum I've been through, I had not heard of this curriculum. And so it seems like it's going to be a pretty good answer for us. I'm excited to dive in, and I will definitely be sharing and comparing and contrasting all the other ones that we've done for you guys. So I hope you found that helpful. I wish you a great, great night, friends. Cheers.